So Charlie Bill, on difficult start to the game, how much did maybe the bits and pieces of the pitch maybe disrupt things or affect the day?
On reflection, we probably haven't thought too much into that at the moment. It's quite raw, obviously, the game and the disappointing result. Sometimes it ebbed and flowed, and was whether it was going on, it wasn't going on. So I think, obviously later routines of going out there, going to play the game of football and then it being stop-started potentially, but I actually thought for half an hour we were really good in the game for the first half and executed what we wanted to. So I don't think it put us on the back foot. I think we started really well, 3 corners in 2.5 minutes, so I don't think it played too much of a part.
Obviously, you say up to that half hour, it was sort of game, as you say, with everything flowing. It was end-to-end stuff. And then maybe what looked like a soft awarded free kick possibly, but it was expertly dispatched by Bonnie Hall. It seemed to turn things slightly. What was your view of that?
Yeah, no, we felt it was a really, really soft one. We didn't feel there was any contact. We felt the girls got to ground quite easily, and to be fair, even the linesman on our side agreed and didn't think there was any contact. So it's a tough one to take, because I think at the game being 0-0 at that point, it then sways the game. I don't think, again, we've done well enough after that moment. Obviously it's a big moment and we don't want to make excuses for that, because of you lose the game 5-1, you can look at yourself more and how we can do better, but it certainly changed the momentum slightly within that phase, and then they obviously went and got the second and third just before half time.
Obviously, then coming out at half time, trying to fight back. Obviously, then changes were made later on, seeing Leonie Misselli come on and Angelina Nixon, and that seemed to just be seemed to be a bit of a shot of arm. Seemed to be a bit of an added renewed impetus when it came on. Yeah,
and I think when we discussed at the start, when you come onto a game that's potentially 3-4-0, it gives you a bit of a free hit. But also, I felt they played with real personality, and we just had discussions in the group at the end there. I felt that a lot of players lacked a little bit of personality out there. We say that we're a young group, which is fine, but again, it's them moments of holding yourself accountable. How are you going to make yourself hard to beat? And I think as soon as Ange went on there was 3 or 4 moments that she was in and around it, making it difficult. Leonie getting around it, Amy McLean jumping to the next one, and actually our goal comes from Ange making a really good recovery tackle to then win it, and we win the corner and then score from the corner. So again, I felt there was too many players that had an off day today, but also against a really good Ipswich side. I think that's what's going to take us to the next level, to consistently back ourselves to play even under pressure, and stop goals going in that are easily avoidable, because I felt our structure in the main was good, and we stopped them playing through us when the ball was kind of in front of us, but it was the transitional moments when we give the ball away needlessly, and we didn't defend with enough pride in them moments.
Obviously, good to see quite a few fans and hear quite a few fans today. How much does that really help spur you guys on when you are having a tough day at the office?
Yes, it is really good. I mean, we can hear them constant, non-stop, and it does mean a lot to us. I think we've grown, and even as a group there, I look at the group at the end, staying together, doing everything together, and I think that's where we change, and we have improved within that. And then I think the connection with the fans as well, and them coming, and as I say, we heard them the whole time, and that's exactly what we want to do. Again, it's a disappointing show on the road, but after this, almost having 4 or 5 home games, hopefully we can start to turn the tide, because we have game after game, but also we've now had 6 league games and still 5 of them have been away from home.
But so obviously thinking, a little break next weekend away from the league, it's League Cup action, and a chance for the team, as you say, work to do in the week to dust yourself down and bounce back.
Yeah, and again, I think it's a case of taking opportunities that presented in terms of personnel, but also it's a really, really pleasing cup draw, because I know Josh at Gillingham, and I know they'll be set up very difficult to beat. They've had another fantastic result today, so I want to play every cup game. I want to have a cup game which is difficult, because if it's a really easy one, let's say a Penn and Tyler's, that can sometimes have a knock-on effect when you're not having to do too much defending last week. Whereas we know Gillingham before a massive league game in Plymouth, that's going to set us up really, really well. So again, we're going to have to be really good on the ball to score goals, because they don't concede many at all.